Hello, viewers. Here's the Mindful Man reading more chapters from my book Catastrophe. They sat in the local cafe, and Kate drank tea, and she looked dreamily out of the window, while Snowy lapped at her saucer of milk. It was so cute and funny that it warmed Kate's heart, and at that moment she didn't care that she had no friends. She knew that she couldn't find a better friend than Snowy. Her mind drifted back to her dad, who she hadn't seen for a few months since the divorce. Her mum and dad had been arguing for years because of his drinking and gambling, and one day he had just left and he hadn't come back. There had been the occasional postcard and Christmas card, but it wasn't the same as seeing him, and Kate missed him terribly, unlike her mum, who had seemed pleased to see the back of him, and she had quickly replaced him with a new boyfriend after only a few weeks. Kate was furious, but she didn't say anything. She just spent more and more time in her room reading and listening to music. It was the only way that she could make herself feel better. Things got even more difficult when her mum brought a new boyfriend home. It didn't take him long to be critical of Kate, finding fault with everything she did. Unlike Dad, she thought sadly, who had never criticized her, and her eyes filled with tears. Snowy seemed to sense this, and she curled herself around her protectively. Kate often dreamt that her dad, John, would return and things would go back to how they used to be. She looked out of the window and she could see less leaves on the trees, and summer was fading and autumn was coming quickly. Soon it would be Christmas. Maybe that's when Dad will come back, she thought hopefully. Time to go home, Snowy, she said. As soon as she got home, she regretted it. Mum and Jack had another row, and the atmosphere in the house was as tense as a nuclear standoff. Jack was watching TV with his smelly feet on the sofa, and Mum was sat in the kitchen reading a magazine. "Did you have a good day, love?" she asked. "Yes, it was great, Mum," she said, giving her a kiss on the cheek. "I showed Snowy round the town, and everyone was pleased to see her," she added proudly. "That's great, love. You seem a lot happier since you found Snowy," she said with a kind smile. Kate noticed that even though she was smiling, she had a deep sadness in her eyes which Kate hadn't seen before. It was as if her enthusiasm for life was fading, and it worried Kate. Snowy was panting heavily, and Kate filled her bowl with water. It was so funny, watching her little tongue lapping away. It was as if she was a motorized toy, thought Kate. "She's very thirsty, love, with all of the walking around," her mum said. "So am I," said Kate, and she drank a glass of water in one gulp. "We're just going to chill out in the lounge and watch some TV," said Kate, as Snowy followed her diligently. Jack frowned. "Don't interrupt my program," said Jack, as he turned up the volume. "Oh no, sport again," thought Kate. "Why do we bother?" she thought sadly. "And then we can relax in my bedroom." Kate tried to concentrate on the program, but she was getting bored and restless, and so was Snowy. Stay still, thought Kate. The last thing she wanted to do was to annoy Jack and get into his bad books, and Snowy seemed to be taking a curious interest in the photographs on top of the TV, and he was wriggling about in Kate's lap. Then, without a warning, she jumped off Kate's lap and knocked the tea over before jumping on top of the TV. "What's this?" said Jack angrily as he brushed the tea from his trousers. "Get that cat out of here," he said, before the cat knocked the photographs over, and it was hard for Kate not to laugh, but she knew that she shouldn't. It was just Snowy's curiosity. She couldn't help it. "I'm trying to watch TV," shouted Jack. "That's all you ever do," thought Kate, annoyed, as she quickly scooped up Snowy, and they headed for the safety of her bedroom. Hope you enjoyed it. Please sub me.